In section 1.7, part 3, we're going to take a look at the last two types of categories, a work problem and a geometry problem. And then in our final part, part 4, we're going to come in and do a mixture of problems, I guess is the way to say it, really. Okay, let's take a look at example 4. So example 4 says, Trent can deliver his newspaper in 30 minutes. It takes Martin 20 minutes to do the same route. How long would it take them to deliver the newspapers if they worked together? So again, we're accomplishing a job. This is what I call a work problem. And I have a formula, and the formula is 1 over the first person's time. Now take that with a grain of salt. In this case, we have people, but you could also have something mechanical, like a printer printing out a job, or a copy machine copying a job, or even something in manufacturing accomplishing a job. 1 over the first time, plus 1 over the second person's time. And that's going to equal the 1 over the time when they work together. So time taken, which is usually what we're looking for is the unknown. So for this particular problem, we know that the first person can do it in 30 minutes. So we're going to write 1 over 30. The second person can do it in 20 minutes. So literally, I'm going to write 1 over 20. What we're looking for is the time working together, and I like to be descriptive, so I'm going to use T for time. Then we're going to come in and solve that equation. So from a solving point of view, to the student, these are the ones that look the ugliest, but they're really not that bad at all. What we're going to do first is multiply by the common denominator. So for us, the LCD is 60. So we're going to multiply. We're going to clear those fractions. And to do that, we multiply by the LCD. We've done this before. It's not like this is the first time we've done this. So we're going to come in and multiply everything by 60t, so 60t. And when you do that, the 30 goes into the 60t. Well, 30 goes into 60 twice, and then we have the t. 20 goes into 60t 3 times with the t. On the other side of the equal sign, the t's are going to cancel and end up with 60. So once you've cleared the fractions, these are the quickest ones to solve. We have 5t equal to 60, and t is equal to 12. Now t is time, so we know that if it took the first person 30 minutes, the second person 20 minutes, it's going to take them 12 minutes when they work together. So, nice, straightforward problem. They're actually my favorite in the entire section, but that's because I think it's kind of fun to solve them. So, next up is a geometry problem. So this is example 5. Example 5 says a gardener has 46 feet of fencing to be used to enclose a rectangular garden that has a border 2 feet wide surrounding it. If the length of the garden is to be twice the width, what are the dimensions of the garden? So I'm going to slow down and read it again and try to draw a picture. So we've got a garden, and then we're going to put a fence around the outside of the garden. So this is the garden on the inside, and this is my fence on the outside. And I know that the border between the garden and the fencing is 2 feet. So this is 2 feet sitting in here. This is 2 feet sitting here. We've got 2 over here and 2. So it's 2 feet all the way around. That's how you can maneuver in the garden. We also know, let's see, we've got a total of 46 feet of fencing. So we've got 46 feet of fence. It's important to recognizing that fence goes around the outside. So we know we're talking about perimeter. That's what that fencing is implying, is that we need perimeter formulas. The other piece of information we know is that the length is going to be twice the width. That's the garden. So on the inside of this, if this is the width x, then this is going to be twice that, or 2x. So the garden itself, if I call the width x, then the length is going to be twice that. Okay, let's go pull our formula first. So the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle is twice the length plus twice the width. If you didn't know it, a quick Google search would give it to you, but you can't do it on an exam. So make sure you know by the time you get an exam. Let's see if we can come in and before writing that into the formula, let's come back over here and see if we can figure out what the length of it is. So I'm going to go for the width first. So the width is, in my picture, the distance from here to here. So that's all of this. Okay, now I wrote all over this and I'm going to write all over it now. I'm going to go to a different color, hoping that you can see this. So that's the marker to have. They're that difficult. Okay, we know that from here to here is X. I know that I have 2 feet on this side and 2 feet on this side. So then my width of the fencing is the original X plus 2 feet plus 2 feet, which would be X plus 4. So the width of the fencing is going to be X plus 4. And I'm going to do the same thing for the length. So the length is going from here to here. I know that in between here to begin with is 2X. I have 2 feet on this side and I have 2 feet on this side. So my length is 2X plus the 2 plus the 2, which would give me 2X plus 4. And that's the length of the fence that's going, the fencing going around. And I'm going to take both of those and plug them in over here because we know how much we have for the fencing. We don't know about the garden. So the 46 feet of fencing is going to cover 2 of my lengths, and my lengths were 2X plus 4. And 2 of my widths, and my widths were X plus 4. That gives me another nice linear equation, no exponents to solve, and we can solve this pretty quickly. So we'll distribute. That'll give me 4X plus 8 plus 2X, be really careful, plus 8. Let's collect like terms. So that'll give me 6X plus 16, and then we'll move the 16 back. So 6X is equal to 30, and X is equal to 5. So we have the width of the garden, and how do I know that? I backtracked through my work, and X is what we originally called the width of the garden. So if the width is 5, then the length is twice that, or 10. So our garden dimensions are 5 feet, 5, 10 feet, and that's one of the geometry.